You just graduated, and the world is telling you to pack your bags and head off to college for the next 4 years. But here's a question nobody asks you. Is that what you need, or is that what the university's enrollment office needs? Today I'm going to share with you 3 reasons that you should stop, slow down, and get some real-world life experience, and not the fake kind that you're going to get on a college campus. Hi, I'm Jason Ward, photographer, entrepreneur, former college educator, and author of the book Find Your Gold Thread. And I'm on a mission to help 1 million people find their true God-given calling and realign their heart with their careers. And I hope you're one of them. First off, I know you're ready to have that college experience. And you feel like if you don't go ahead and go to college right now, you're going to miss out on that fun and carefree time of your life that you've so looked forward to. And now it's finally here. But going to a 4-year university these days isn't like it used to be. It could cost you $100,000 to $150,000 worth of student loans and debt you have to pay back, not to mention it can put off earning a meaningful income for those 4 years while you're there. The average student loan is now creeping up near $38,000. And keep in mind, that's a national, federal average for student debt. And to attend a 4-year university, that could easily go to $120,000 and more, and even more than that if it was a private university. So you have to consider that for that 4-year education, you're going to sign on the line and take out a loan for $120,000 or more that you're going to have to pay back. And you're going to watch every single month money come out of your income to go and pay back those loans. And as you see that money leave your bank account, one of these days you're going to wake up and realize that you just spent $120,000 to socialize for 4 years. Number 2 is that rushing into a 4-year degree program may not even be necessary. It might be that you would be better suited listening to Mike Rowe and enrolling in a trade school program. Many high school grads who attend trade school start off with far less debt and end up with higher salaries than their 4-year degree compatriots. The average licensed electrician starts at $61,000 to $85,000 a year. A plumber can start at $62,000 a year, and even an HVAC technician can start at $55,000 a year. Now you take that same electrician, he decides he wants to run as a contractor or run multiple crews. Now that electrician can up his salary to $150,000 to $300,000 or more. It depends on the person. But you boil down all of those variables to just the brass tacks. The bottom line is a typical electrician can make anywhere from $70,000 to $120,000 a year, and that's not bad. And here is the kicker. Many trade school programs run $15,000 or less. Let that sink in. It did not used to be this way. When I went to the University of Louisville in 1996, I was there for 4 years, a traditional on-campus student. I lived in on-campus housing, I got a meal card, and I had my on-campus parking sticker. Got my books on campus. That education between 96 and 2000 when I graduated was worth around $36,000 total. I looked up on AI on Grok, and that same exact education for in-state tuition today would cost $144,000. Out-of-state tuition, $208,000. Trade school attendees start their careers earlier, earn an income sooner, and a larger portion of the income they earn is theirs to keep. Number 3 is the degree itself may be worthless. Now that's a hard truth to consider, but you've worked for 4 years for a degree that may not be worth the paper it's printed on. And here's why. Fewer and fewer people these days are working in a field that even matches up with the degree that they went to school to get. Sure, having a degree looks great on a resume, but unless you're doing something where the degree itself is a requirement for that job, like teaching college, most employers really focus on your skills and your experience that you can bring to the table that's going to make them more money. Many employers don't even ask about your education because, frankly, they don't care. It's all part of that experience conundrum that we find ourselves in, usually earlier along in our careers. And it sounds something like this. I really need this job, but I can't get the job without experience. And how can I get experience if no one will give me a job? It's just a circular thing. So frustrating, right? Well, at some point, someone is going to have to take a chance on you. And the employer is less likely to do so if all you have is a sheet of paper to show for it. Because chances are the person sitting across the desk from you likely has the exact same degree that you have. And they remember when they were young and they were at school and they were partying it up and getting that same degree, and they realized, oh my goodness, I was completely worthless until I was in this role for about 8 or 10 years and got some experience. And they're looking at you in that exact same way. They know that that experience comes with time in the industry, not from the degree. They need someone with experience. I took out the loans and went the extra years to grad school so that I could get that extra piece of paper and have my master's degree. And yeah, I took out the loans and paid them back over the course of about 20 years, and I watched that money go out of my account every single month. And the only one job that I've ever gotten that required my master's degree was to teach college. And trust me, I've earned far more money in my role as a director and as a commercial photographer than I ever did in the classroom. A college degree gives you book smarts, but it doesn't give you any real-world experience. Reading something out of a book pales in comparison to getting your hands dirty in real-world experience that you're going to get from doing an actual job. Again, in the spirit of Mike Rowe. I've been successful and I've made my money using skills that I learned out in the field, not from a book and certainly not sitting in a classroom. Start working on a portfolio of work and projects that you've done that you can show off. Get a catalog of experience that you can talk about and keep those receipts. Experience is how you relate to people, and it's how you build trust. It's when you can say, hey, I know where you're coming from. I understand. I've been there. Or, oh, I understand completely what you're talking about. I've seen this countless times and I know exactly what to do. Think about what these words do for you to build confidence that you are the right person for the job. I can't tell you how many times that I've been talking to someone about shooting photos of their short-term rentals out in Broken Bow. And when I mention that I also own a short-term rental, it's like the whole conversation changes. They suddenly trust me because they know I completely understand because I am on the same level as them. When you have that type of experience, you're going to be a commodity. When you can talk with somebody on their level, that type of experience is what you need to go for. Get yourself out there. Take on an internship. Get a mentor. Shadow someone. Try some things that really appeal to you and really get you inspired. Be willing, be hungry. When you have that posture of eagerness and hunger and you're ready to try something, it's amazing how God will open doors for you and He'll start connecting the dots. Now, I'm not saying never to go to college, and I'm not even saying not to go ahead and enroll right away if that's something that you know for sure that's the direction you need to go. I'm only saying to guard your wallet and guard your future. Stay on your timeline and not these universities' timeline. Because trust me, from my experience working in the universities, I know they're ready to take your money right away. They will help you get any kind of student loan arrangement that you need to attend their university, and they'll have a desk ready for you. Oh yeah, they'll get you a desk and they'll make sure it's easy to get there. But they're far less concerned on whether that's the right desk for you. And that's what we really want to go for, is making sure that when you do go to college that you're in that seat because you need to be there. Some of my best students in the past had a little gray hair. We called them non-traditional students. They weren't there to party or blow off time or just to test the water with something. They knew the value of the hard-earned dollar. And trust me, they were there with a mission. They got their stuff together. They were always on time and they were like on a mission. And they were some of my favorite students because they were there after they determined this is really what they wanted. To not do that is really dangerous. I compare it to a thoroughbred racehorse that is hooked to a plow. When somebody works in a career that's outside of their true calling, it's like that thoroughbred horse hooked to a plow. It's not that the horse can't pull it. Of course it can. It's a thoroughbred. But how will it know unless someone leads that horse to the track that it was actually born to run? That's what I want you to do, is find your arena where you were born to run by your God-given talents. Now, on the converse, what if you just plop a Clydesdale into the middle of a thoroughbred racetrack? That horse is also going to be miserable as these thoroughbreds are running circles around it. It might like the sound of being a thoroughbred, but that doesn't make it one just because it finds itself in a horse track. Now, you might be thinking that some of these degree plans that you see in front of you sound pretty good. They could be like doctor, attorney, CPA, anesthesiologist, and these sound really good, and they carry with them some level of success and status because of those degrees that are supposed to get you a certain level of income that you're after. But unless that's what God intended for you, you're still going to be miserable, just like that Clydesdale in the racetrack, or just like that thoroughbred that's hooked to a plow. And I have the perfect verse for this that I want to share with you, and it's Jeremiah 29:11. I share this verse often. It's one I quote all the time. And I do it in my book, Find Your Gold Thread, for that very same reason, because at this point, what we're talking about, there's definitely some fears that you might be faced with. Like, what does my future look like? What do I do next, God? Well, listen to the words of this verse. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope and a future. God has a plan for you. You do not have to manufacture one by rushing to the enrollment office. Take your time and take my challenge. Go to jasondward.com/challenge and take my Gold Thread Challenge. It's a 12-question quiz that will help you actually find some clues to what God has put in your heart as your true calling. Now, I'm not going to lie, these questions are hard, but take your time and go through them. And this app will blow you away at how precise it will peg you on exactly what your true calling is. And while you're there, you'll find some links to my book, Find Your Gold Thread. And I really hope that you'll read that. It's for people who need to realign their heart with their work. I wrote it for people across the board. Maybe some people that are my age that are going through a midlife crisis because they're like that thoroughbred horse that's hooked to a plow. They were working outside of their arena. And we want you to start off with your heart aligned with your work. We don't want to waste any time. We want to make sure that we're starting from the starting gate in the race that we were born to run. And if you've gotten any value from this video, I really hope that you'll like and share with someone else. If there's another graduating senior that you know, someone in your family that could really benefit to hear this message, maybe it's someone older that's just struggling and they're finding themselves in a midlife crisis and they need to kind of reevaluate what they're doing. I hope that you'll share this video, and I hope you'll join me on the next episode.